What's going on, people? Today's lesson is going to be what is mental health, what aspects or what things are included in your actual mental health. So when we're talking about mental health, what exactly are we talking about? Are we just talking about your brain? Are we talking about your mind? Are we talking about what you think? What are we talking about? I drew a little diagram here that shows 8 of the specific factors involved with your mentality. This is just my opinion on what mental health consists of. It could be subject to change, but this is what I believe the majority of our mental health is based upon. So as you can see, I have the mental health bubble here, so to speak, and these are the 8 elements that make up our mental health. So starting from the top left, we have emotional intelligence, we have meditation, we have exercise, we have coping skills, we have impulse control, focus, thoughts and self-talk, and willpower. And also, I actually did forget this. This is a very important one. Get it over here. It would be your diet. So it would be 9 elements of mental health. These are the internal aspects over here of your mental health. So it's emotional intelligence, meditation, exercise. What do I mean by exercise? That can be exercising your mind, reading, doing dopamine detoxes. That means stopping the social media so much. Crossword puzzles, brain games, creativity, etc., etc. These are things that will stimulate your mind. Coping skills. Coping skills would be for traumas and unresolved issues that still may be going on in your life. You still need these healthy coping mechanisms so that when you slip into a moment of depression or when you slip into a place where you feel post-traumatic stress disorder, you're able to successfully and healthily cope with it and get out of it. Impulse control. Impulse control is basically having the ability to control yourself, to not do things just at the whim, just because I want to do it. Hey, so if you get an urge in your body, and I'm going to use something nasty, so forgive me. If you get an urge to masturbate, impulse control would be you put the masturbation off. Maybe you go work out because maybe masturbation isn't the best thing for you to do right at the moment. So that's an example of impulse control. Going on to your diet. As they say, you are what you eat. So your diet is very, very, very important to your mental health. If you eat a lot of fried foods, sweet foods, fast foods, it's going to have a heavy effect on your mind, your ability to process, your ability to understand, your ability to be patient, etc., etc. You can check studies on how diet is correlated with mental health and mental illness. Next one, focus. It's very important to be able to have tunnel vision focus when you are trying to achieve a goal, when you are working on something, whatever it is that you are doing in life, because you have to focus on things in life no matter what stage that you are in. Focus is very important. It's very important to your mental health. When you aren't focused, you're scatterbrained, you're all over the place, it affects your mental health very drastically. The next one, thoughts, positive or negative thoughts, and your self-talk. So first, the positive or negative thought processes is very important because it's just like being optimistic or pessimistic. Do you see the world glass half empty or glass half full? There's a statement that says, the man who believes he can and the man who believes he cannot, they both are right. And if you can understand the power in that statement, then you'll understand why it is very vital to not have or hold on to negative thoughts. And the same goes for self-talk. That just goes down into self-confidence and things like that. That is the baseline for all of these things. How you talk to yourself. How do you speak to yourself? Do you talk to yourself like you're an idiot? Do you talk to yourself like you're a fool? Do you talk to yourself like you're the greatest thing walking on earth? Positive self-talk is very important. Willpower, another big one, very similar to impulse control, but also different. Willpower is sometimes having the will to do things, the strength to get up. Can be looked at as perseverance or determination. If you really want something, how bad are you willing to use all of your mental strengths to get it done? How are you going to use your exercising? How are you going to use your coping skills when things get hard? How are you going to use your impulse control to not quit when you feel lazy? How is your diet going to affect all of these things in connection? How are you thinking to yourself and talking to yourself? That is a culmination of the willpower. Willpower is essentially all of these things developed into one. How strong are you to focus through a task, etc., etc. So these things, these elements here, these are the internal factors to help strengthen our mental health. So whenever we're operating in these areas, we're operating on the internal aspects of our mental health. Now over here, down here, I don't know if you can see that. So over here, I don't know if you can see that too clearly. I have, these are the external situations. As you can see, I have relationships, your family, money, work, the weather, your body, you know, just life in general. Everything in life has a potential, I should say, to affect your mental health, whether you allow it or not. Let's just say that. So your relationships can or cannot affect it if you allow it. Your family, money, the lack thereof, too much of, can affect. Work, not having a job, the job being too difficult, you not liking the job, that can affect your mental health. The weather, when it's really gloomy and cold and things like that, you don't feel as good as when it's summer or sunny and things like that. Your body, if you feel too skinny, too fat, etc., etc. So all of the things in life really have or can have an effect on your mental health. So this is just a basic review on different aspects of mental health, of what mental health really does consist of. And we're going to get in on the next video. We're going to actually look at 3 of the most popular mental illnesses and the root to where they come from. So I'm going to really go in on that. So stay tuned if you're interested in finding out about the 3 popular mental health illnesses, which will be anxiety, depression, and PTSD. We're going to get into that in the next video. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button. It's your boy CinaMatics Media. Woo!